Hello, my name is Jim Glasgow. This PowerPoint presentation today is about the Palace-Way Light Industrial Business Park Real Estate Investment Syndication. It is a business park of warehouses being built in San Marcos, Texas, just south of Austin. Let me give you the required disclosure. This PowerPoint presentation and video is not an offer to sell nor a solicitation of an offer to sell any security. Securities can only be sold by a presentation of a PPM and other disclosure documents. Those can be had by calling me, emailing me, or visiting palaceway.com. So this is a real estate development that you can actually invest in. We get equity investments from people just like you, and then we add that to a bank note, and we build the project, hold the project for 5 to 10 years, and then sell it. You can earn above average returns investing in a real estate-based passive investment. The Palace-Way Light Industrial Business. This is an approved project. We have the zoning, we have the land. The zoning's been approved for LI, which is light industrial. We have the utility right-of-way secured. We have the sewer, water, and electricity already approved. We're in the planning process and finishing up the engineering, so it's investor ready now. The product is an industrial type business park, what we call light industrial. It's a 14-acre property. There will be 20 warehouse type buildings of 4 to 10,000 square foot, depending on what the renter needs. There will be on half-acre fence lots, and they'll be designed to be leased to small businesses. There is a shortage in this asset class of tall buildings, 20 to 30 feet high. In the smaller size ranges, there's plenty of large inventory, but not smaller inventory. And there's a shortage of inventory where there's a fenced yard for people to park their equipment or trucks. There's a need in the marketplace for this type of inventory. We will be renting these on triple net lease. We like real estate investments, especially new development, because that's where the profits are. But real estate is a safer investment than some of the other investments are out there. At least it's considered that way because historically real estate has always increased in value and provided a good return. You can earn more on your money. We hold the investments for 5 to 10 years. This one will probably be held for 10 because it is in an opportunity zone. We have 3 ways to invest. You can invest capital gains money through our opportunity zone fund, which will then invest in the project. If you have non-capital gains money you want to invest, IRAs or other savings, then you can invest them directly into the project, just like the opportunity zone fund will do, and you can be one of the other investors. The returns vary from 14 to 20%. It's kind of hard to predict 10 years out, but our goal is 15.5, and we feel fairly comfortable that we can hit that annual return of 15.5 over the life of the project. Short term, because it's a new development, obviously the first 3 years, your interest rate, the preferred, what we call the preferred rate, 8%, accrues to the investment, but it's not actually paid out until there is funds to do so. And then those investments returns are caught up, and then profits are shared after that. So over the life of the investment, we shouldn't have no problem with 15.5. It's a real estate-based alternative investment, and it's a passive investment. So light industrial warehouse business parks, like I say, there's a shortage in the 3 to 10,000 square foot. These are metal buildings. They're fairly inexpensive to build relative to other buildings, and they're easy to repair, which really keeps our maintenance costs down. And because there's not a whole lot of office space in the buildings, we have less overall maintenance cost. We tend to build them on 1/2 acre lots. If somebody wants to combine 2 lots and is willing to pay the extra rent, they can certainly do that. And we use 3 to 5 year leases, and we prefer chip. So why do we do new real estate developments? And because that's where the profits are. By developing real estate from the ground up, what they call greenfield, because that's what you start with is a greenfield, that provides a higher rate of return to pay to investors. Light industrial business park is an investment category that has consistently paid high returns. It's a quiet investment. Most people don't think about it. No one's talking about it. You probably drive by it or through one and never even realize what's going on. So we're one of the few places that you can actually invest with us in this type of an investment. So here's some quick facts. The park size is 14 acres. It's 20 buildings on 1/2 acre lots, 5 to 10 year leases. Leveraged yield, in other words, we're going to take 30-35% from investors, and we'll borrow the rest from banks. It isn't an opportunity zone, so you can invest opportunity zone funds or invest in our opportunity zone fund, which will then invest in the park. It's located in San Marcos, Texas, just south of Austin. It's a high growth area, and we anticipate holding this project for 10 years. Credit investors only, 14% plus returns, 10-year hold, 60 to 70% leverage, and the minimum investment is $25,000. So 3 ways to invest. Direct investment in the business park with non-capital gains funds, IRAs, self-directed IRAs, savings, that sort of thing. Or via our Palace Way Opportunity Zone Fund, that's the tax advantaged way. And then you can certainly be a private lender on one of our buildings. We like to invest in projects in high growth areas. This is located along the Texas's fast growing IH-35 corridor. We're 31 miles south of Austin, Texas. We're 49 miles north of San Antonio, Texas. Seguin, Texas is 22 miles away. New Braunfels 19 and Boerne 62. These are all areas that are growing at a rather rapid rate. So why Texas? High growth rate, stable economy, business friendly, and no income tax. You know, Texas has an oil-based economy, and I know oil's kind of in the doldrums right now, but it'll come back. It always does. And so and the state runs a surplus on their budget, so it's just a good place to be. So why invest with Palace Way? Great returns on your money. We anticipated a return of 15.5, so somewhere between 14 and 19% is probably reasonable. Experience management. I've been doing this for 38 years. My partner, David Joyner, is actually Dr. David Joyner. He has a PhD in finance. He's also a PE or engineer. So he's a civil engineer. And he's done development projects from Florida to Texas over the last 20, 25 years. And then we have another partner who is in the property management business and has been doing it for, gosh, 18 years or so. New development creates wealth, and you can participate in that wealth creation. It's real estate-based investment, so even in a crunch, they hold their value because real estate over time has always increased in value, and it's a passive investment for you equity investors. So this is the general partners, myself, David Joyner, and Sam. If you're ready to invest, here's the steps. You want to check with your CPA, make sure you've got your ducks in a row. Request the investment disclosures. You can get them at palaceway.com and do it automatically, or you can email me or call me. Sign the funds subscription agreement, which we'll send you, and then deposit the funds in the bank account. And that's it. So thank you for your interest. Contact us. Here's our contact information.